Hello, robots and retreaters. My name is TBsGuy, and welcome back to Final Fantasy VIII, where we're starting on the save screen because the moment we load into the game, a timer is going to start. Or rather, going to continue, and I don't want that boost on my thing, please. Right, we need to junction a thing to Squall because we need Siren to actually be doing things and earning AP. And we're gonna try and hurry a little bit. Hello, Siren. Yes, could you please learn boost, please? Thank you. And now we're moving on. Because we've got a timer, we need to get to the beach, and we need to evacuate as fast as possible. Of course, slight wrinkle in that plan. God, that updated character model looks great, though. Like, that's a really nice-looking robot enemy. Anyway, he's a big jerk, and we need to get him to fall down as fast as possible, please. And Zell does good damage because we have junctioned Thunder to his elemental attack. Ah, he's got Protect as well. I forgot about that. Unfortunately, no time to spend a bunch of time drawing things from him. He just needs to fall down, and fall down quick. God, but that character model looks great. There we go. He fell down. Let's get the hell out of here. And this is a forced escape. We can't kill him. Because he has a self-regeneration repair function thing, blah, blah, blah. That functionally makes him invulnerable in this battle. Now, I say in this battle. Thought we already busted that thing up. Forget it. Let's go. Okay, Right. Every time you get attacked by the bastard, you get into another forced encounter with him. And something I'd forgotten is that you can't actually flee from him. So you have to take the fight. Now, it is possible to kill this guy. He has a self-healing regeneration function that when you do enough damage to him, he's going to fall down and then he's just going to start repairing himself, which is extremely difficult to deal with. But if you, especially if you follow some of the ways in which you can overpower yourself in the early game by using card modification and stuff like that, you can actually kill him. It requires you to knock him down to 0 health at least 3 times, and he has about 5,000 health, so it's a long-ass process if you want to do that. We're not gonna do that, even though, like, that's something that's gonna give you, huge extra points on the exam, if you can manage to do it. And this is also something that allows you to spend a lot more time, exploring the city. But yeah, as you can see, he's he's difficult to get away from. Okay, could you please heal Squall? He needs it. Now, if you do beat him, you get at least one very powerful item for teaching your Guardian Forces certain special abilities that will, like, make them way powerful. So it's a thing of, like, especially this guy as a character kind of encourages you to, like, if you have spent the time overpowering yourself, he's gonna help you overpower yourself even further. I think it's gonna catch up to us on the bridge. Wait, no. Yeah, jumps over you. Fortunately, you only need to do like 1,000 health of damage or something like that in order to make him fall down, which isn't that difficult to do, especially if you've got a proper setup, like set of junctions, especially if you've got Thunder Junction to someone's physical attack, for example, like I've got with Cell. Nope, not yet. There we go. Okay, I think I can avoid more encounters. I need to talk to the dog, though, to make it run away. Now I can run inside the cafe here, in the next screen to avoid it, but it's gonna cost me a ton of points. Squad C withdraw, Roger. And of course, if you do destroy it, you don't get this awesome CGI cutscene. Which is why I decided not to try and go for any strategy that would allow us to actually beat it. Because we'd miss out on this. And now you know why I had a crush on Quistis when I was a kid. That's a fantastic badass moment. Cypher! How'd it go?
Man, all they did was get in my way. Being a leader ain't easy. safe.
I need to find a better voice for Fujin. I think I need her to shout more. Good job. Where's Cypher? Just be back at garden by sundown. You're free till then. Okay, dismissed. You can buy some souvenirs, have a review meeting. It's up to you. I recommend you go back and rest, though. Hey! Not again, man. There goes Mr. Ego. Might as well walk it. The sea breeze sure feels good. The whole town filled with the wonderful aroma of the sea, and that's why my car rushed. That sign's not looking too good either. Bum, bum. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Let's go here. Ma, I'm home. Shell, what a surprise. Are these your friends? No, that's not. Are these your friends? This is my house, but don't make yourself too comfortable. That's his mom. He lives here. He has a family, unlike a lot of Final Fantasy protagonists. Is there anything else? That one's empty, right? Oh no, it regenerated very quickly. So draw points like that regenerate their stock of spells relatively regularly. But I don't know exactly what the rule set is that governs that kind of thing. I do think I want another 5-6 potions. Yeah, that'll do. Can I still not talk to that shop owner? Okay. Weird. So, let me just have a look at Siren for a second. Because if I remember right, she's got life recovery magic. I can refine that from items with her. I can refine tools from an item, which is a useful thing indeed. You'll see what those do later. And status recovery medicine from an item. Right. Do I want to grind for her abilities right now? No. Can do that later if I absolutely must. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, no grinding. Don't care. No point. Finally made it back.
Seriously?
Well, I guess we just wait for the test results. Till then, see ya, Squall.
See ya. And I'm just gonna remove everything from Cell and Selfie. Right, I'm gonna need to exchange some magic to get Quistis back up to strength.
because she's gonna be in our party for a thing soon-ish. I'd like her to have fire on. Speaking of which, what can I junction anything to squalls? Anything? Oh, yes. I can give him sleep. And Isuna will give him a small protection from all most status changes. Not a full protection, but some. Da, da, da. Da, 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 na, na, na. Mission complete. I think we did a pretty good job. The candidates are back safely, right? Although we didn't realize the Galbadian army was after the abandoned communication tower.
We just received word from the Dalek Dukedom. The Galbadian army has agreed to withdraw as long as the communication tower is repaired and the uplink remains operational.
Well, in any case, Galbadia's out of there. We could have made more money if they'd stayed and caused more ruckus. Hey, you did pretty well. Of course, he's my best student. He's not very social, though. The results for the exam should be announced soon. Just stick around here.
How did it feel out there on the battlefield?
To actually fight, it was a good feeling.
That's the spirit, but don't let it go to your head.
Right, the game forces me in a certain direction. Squall! Did you hear about the communication tower in Dalit? We would have been heroes if it weren't for that withdrawal order. You were only looking for a fight. My dear instructor, I'm hurt. Those are rather cruel words for an aspiring student. A mediocre instructor like you will never understand. Cypher, don't be so stuck on yourself. You'll take all responsibility for leaving the designated area. Isn't it the captain's duty to take the best possible action? Cypher, you'll never be a SeeD. Calling yourself a captain is a joke.
Cypher, you will be disciplined for your irresponsible behavior. You must follow orders exactly during combat. But I'm not entirely without sympathy for you. I don't want you all to become machines. I want you to be able to think and act for yourselves.
Headmaster said you have some business in your office.
There's so many issues at hand here.
SeeD shall not act beyond the exact wording of a contract. We are not a non-profit organization. This incident will be a hard-learned lesson for the Dalek Dukedom. They'll know now to be more generous when hiring SeeD.
All students who participated in today's field exam report to the second floor hallway. I'll repeat, All students who took the field exam report to the second floor hallway.
Fine. I had other stuff I wanted to do, but okay then. So yeah, Cypher got his ass handed to him there. Rage! Virgin was saying that it'd be all your fault if Cypher doesn't become a SeeD. She can be pretty scary, you know? Anything to say? No? Anything to say? No? So, we're gonna call out our names one at a time. And here you pretty much just have to wait. Very little else to do. Dench. Cell dench. Oh, yeah! See ya! Squall. Squall from Squad B. Please step forward. That is all. Dismissed. These are the 4 students that passed today's exam.
First of all, congratulations. However, from now on, as a member of SeeD, you will be dispatched all over the world. We're proud to introduce SeeD, Asylum Garden's mercenary soldiers. SeeD soldiers are combat specialists. But that is only one aspect of SeeD. When the time comes...
Headmaster, it's almost time for the meeting. Please make this short. SeeD is a valuable asset to Garden. Its reputation is solely dependent on each one of you. Handle your mission with care. Is that what you wanted to say, sir? Here is your SeeD rank report.
I'm looking forward to the Garden Festival.
Then there's that unnamed... by the way, notice Cell? Notice how he cannot stand still? He's repressing himself the whole time. There's lots of good little animation touches in this game.
Do your best, even if you don't stand out.
That student will never be seen again. That 4th guy. You don't even know his name.
Try to control your emotions a little. Finally, a gunblade specialist. This ends the SeeD inauguration. Dismissed. Oh, squad, let me give you this. It's a battle meter. Access the menu and blah blah.
Let's see if I can find it. Nope. Where the heck is it? Because I know it's here somewhere, the battle meter. So this is how you get access to new weapons in this game. You get this weapons monthly magazine, which you find around the world. And here you can see these are just the basic weapons that we already have. So nothing new or useful under the sun. I have actually got no idea where the hell that battle meter is. Because I never used it myself, ever, for anything. And now I have no idea where to actually find it. I think it's in the tutorial. I think it's
somewhere in there, but
It is expected you'll be using quite a number of GFs along the way. Be sure to ignore all the GF criticism you hear from other gardens or military forces.
That's interesting. What kind of criticism, I wonder? After 17 years of suffering, my chance has finally arrived. What, Squall? I'll be the ruler of this garden someday. Teet.
Yo, Squall, let's get back to class. What do you mean, why? Don't you remember what new SeeD members do? They give a speech in front of the entire class, and after that, the inauguration party.
And here's a good scene. Cypher's a good character. He really is. I didn't really, again, when I was a kid, as I've said many, many times before, I really didn't appreciate him very much. But he's a good character. So, conduct, judgment, attack, spirit, and attitude. Attack comes down to how many enemies you killed. So, if you basically spend some time grinding and just killing a whole bunch of enemies, you can get that one up to 100. Judgment is... That was during the fire cave bit, where the closer you get to having exactly 0 seconds left on the clock before you finish defeating Ifrit, the better your score is on that one. Don't remember what spirit is, but conduct is during the mission in Dalit itself. Depends how many people you talk to that you're not supposed to talk to. Depends on whether you jump off the cliff. Depends on whether or not you respond to orders correctly, and all kinds of stuff. But it doesn't really matter, because the SeeD rank that you get, it determines your salary, which is the main way that we're going to be making money early on in the game. Is periodically we will be paid a salary from our SeeD rank, and having SeeD rank 6, I believe, gives us 6,000 gil at a time. And you can get up to SeeD rank 10 on this exam, which will give you, of course, 10,000 gil. And beyond that, you can raise it all the way up to A rank, which I think is rank 15 or something along those lines. Which gives you 30,000 per tick of the salary. And that's one of the main ways you get, yeah, there you go. SeeD rank goes up according to your actions in battle. Some actions will cause your rank to go down. So pretty much the entire rest of the game, there are certain things, certain actions that you can take that will cause your rank to drop and cause your income to drop, which is like basically engaging in behavior that is considered by SeeD unprofessional. And like winning a lot of battles, especially winning certain event battles and doing certain side quests and taking certain side quest actions, can cause your rank to go up. But there's also a much easier way to get your rank to go up, and that's to take a written test, which is available in the menu. And that test is actually kind of difficult because it just basically quizzes you on a whole fuck ton of trivia about the game. And it's basically designed so that if you played the game before, you can go into a new game, and because you know a whole lot about the game, you're able to pass those SeeD tests, those written tests, and increase your rank like that, and you can get more money early on. But if it's the first time you're playing the game, you're not going to be able to pass those tests very easily at all. Fortunately, I'm just going to look at a guide to do that stuff.
Ha! Found you! Well, what do you think? My SeeD uniform!
Need a better voice for her.
You should get changed too. We have the party to go to.
I should give her an accent or something that makes her more distinctive. Because Selphie is like the free-spirited airhead of the group, but she's not by any means, like she's never constructed as stupid. She's never constructed as unintelligent or incapable. Just enthusiastic, happy, cheerful, fun-loving, and, maybe a little bit distracted sometimes.
looking good. All right, let's hit that party.
Yo! Sup, Squall? Guess we're both seats now, huh? Put it there, man. Squall, you antisocial loser. Even as a seed, you're still the same. Well, that's typical of you. See ya.
Oh, hey, Sel. Want to join the Garden Festival committee and...
Sorry, I just remembered. I remembered something. Gotta go. See ya.
Squall, hi. Want to join the Garden Festival committee? You can help out whenever you have time. Please.
I think it's more appropriate to Squall's personality to ignore her like he ignored Cell.
Excuse me, you, right there.
This scene was played up, the scene we're about to see was played up very heavily in the marketing, which is appropriate because it's a meet cute. Like, Squall sees a shooting star, and then he sees a beautiful woman. And now I need to come up with a voice for her. And it's a little bit important that I get the voice right. And like all the other voices, it's probably going to change a lot over the course of the playthrough, because we're going to be with her for like 40 hours, but,
You're the best looking guy here. Dance with me? Let me guess. You'll only dance with someone you like. Okay, then. Look into my eyes. You're going to like me. You're going to like me. Did it work?
I can't dance.
You'll be fine. Come on. I'm looking for someone. I can't be on the dance floor alone.
And again, as we've discussed many times before, as a leap in character animation and ability, it is a quantum leap over what Final Fantasy VII achieved. And it is adorable. Like, look at it. By the way, say hello to Quistis in her red dress. I can't dance my ass, Squall. She was looking for someone. Not for us. But for someone. It annoys me a little bit that Quistis doesn't get to keep that sexy red dress, but oh well.
Huh, you really are an excellent student. Even that dance was perfect.
Thank you. Yes.
So, you'll dance with someone you don't even know, but you can't stand being around me?
Whatever. You're an instructor and I'm your student. It's kind of awkward when you don't say anything.
That's true. I was like that myself. Oh, I completely forgot. I wonder what's to become of me. I've come to give you an order. You and I are to go to the secret area. It's where students secretly meet up and talk after curfew. It's inside the training center.
What do you want to do there? Are we going there to tell everybody they're violating curfew? If that's the case, forget it. Leave that for the disciplinary committee.
Go get changed and meet me in front of the training center. This will be my last order. Question?
What do you mean, last order?
Well, I have a lot on my mind.
Ambiguous.
Is everything junctioned the way I want it to be?
Not that we need to do it right now, but it's just more convenient to do it that way.
And all of the Guardian forces are junctioned. Yes, good, 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 good.
Get changed and meet at the training center. What's this all about? It is an unusually close relationship between a teacher and a student, isn't it? Quistis seems very concerned about getting to know us better. That's odd. And right now, it kind of reads as a little bit like, I will say that canonically, Quistis is like 19 and Squall is 17, so it's not like squicky in that way, but it's still like it still has that question mark of like, what exactly is it? Unfortunately, you can't change into your SeeD uniform later in the game voluntarily, which is kind of suck. Like Squall's character design is fine, but I kind of like him in his uniforms.
Squall, I was just wondering, have you fought T-Rexor in the training center?
I'm not sure.
You can defeat it quite easily by using status junction,
And there's another tutorial. We have already done this. I have junctioned sleep to my physical attack, which will allow me to put something like the T-Rexor to sleep, which means we can spam it with spells without waking it up, which is a fairly easy way to kill it, despite it being a very powerful monster.
Come on, let's go to the secret area. It's just inside the training center.
One thing that disappointed me as a kid was the lack of weapons options for most characters. Like, the way it's set up, like I discussed, it's because you have these magazines. And there's a very limited weapon selection for each character in the game. Like, you don't, like, constantly do little upgrades. You do a big upgrade every once in a while. And that's something that, as a kid, kind of disappointed me, because I really love the whole, getting a new weapon, equipping it, it looks so cool in battle, like, all that stuff. Which is stuff that I love from Final Fantasy VII as well. This game really doesn't do that. The weapons management is largely taken out of your hands. You can see there isn't even really, you can't even equip, like, accessories or armor or anything like that. That just isn't here. It's all replaced with a junction system, where if you want to raise your defensive stats, well, you have to have a Guardian Force that can raise your defensive stats, like, allows you to junction magic to some of your defensive stats so you can raise them. And it's a very different way of doing things. And because the junction system is like, even with all of the tutorials that we've been given by Quistis and all of the explanation I've been giving you, it's still a very opaque system. Like, it's really not easy to figure out at all. And the game doesn't really, like, the game does a good job of introducing you to, like, the basic mechanics of it, but it never really truly explains to you the full breadth of what you can actually do with it. Which is a whole hell of a lot of things that you can do to optimize and change the way that your characters work and stuff like that. Which you're just never really introduced to. Huh. Speaking of junctioning. Quistis can now junction up her health. Let's see. Yeah, cure will do. It's not a ton of health right now, but later, again, if you abuse the various systems in the game, you can get some spells that basically raise your health into like 2,000 or 3,000 now. And makes you functionally invulnerable for most of the early game. Because there's just nothing that can do enough damage to threaten you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Just kill him. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, Squall has like a 2% resistance to sleep right now, so it's not like it was gonna do anything. I think I should kill them both. Yeah. Ooh, that's quite a lot of experience. Let's see. Do I have any items that I can turn into stuff with my magic refinement? Nope. I don't think the poison powder teaches... Oh, right. That's what they do. Some items you can use to raise your compatibility with Guardian Forces. So, the compatibility is the one you see out there on the right. And the compatibility meter, basically, the higher it is, the faster you can summon them. So when you start to summon them, you can see that meter that goes down, which is the period of time where the Guardian Force is protecting you. The higher that your compatibility is, the faster that goes. Which means you can get those spells off, like those big hits off much faster, but it also means that you're protected for less time at a time. So it's a bit of a thing of... like, it's another system in the game that's sort of... that kind of makes sense, but which is also weirdly counterintuitive, that you might not want your compatibility to be maximum at all times, because sometimes you kind of need the Guardian Forces as things that will protect you from a big hit to the face. And you can kind of screw yourself out of that if your compatibility is too high. I've done that a couple of times against like optional bosses and stuff like that. It's not something you need to concern yourself with, but it's something that can kind of screw you over if you're not ready for it. Haven't been here for a while. What time is it? It's after midnight. Oh, well. I, Quistis Trippe, am no longer an instructor as of now. I'm a member of SeeD now, just like you. Who knows, maybe we'll end up working together. Oh, really? Is that all you're going to say? If that's how it was decided, you have to abide by it.
They told me that I failed as an instructor. Basically, that I lack leadership qualities. I was a SeeD by the age of 15. I got my instructor license at 17. It's only been a year since I got it.
Oh, she's 18. Again, 15 years old and a professional soldier. Keep that in mind.
I wonder where I went wrong. I did my best. Are you listening?
Are you done yet? I don't want to talk about it. What am I supposed to say about other people's problems?
I'm not asking you to say anything. I just want you to listen.
And go talk to a wall.
Aren't there times when you want to share your feelings with someone?
Everyone has to take care of themselves. I don't want to carry anyone's burden.
No leadership qualities. Failed instructor. Perhaps they're right.
Imagine being told that you have failed by the age of 18. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm 32 almost. And I've just barely started to have something resembling a career. Anyway, this wasn't a romantic scene. It can be interpreted that way if you want to. But the main takeaway here is that Quistis seems to think she has a much closer relationship to Squall than Squall thinks he has to her. Isn't that curious? And it doesn't seem to be a romantic one. Like, they go to a place that's clearly like a bunch of couples sitting around and smooching and stuff like that. And what Quistis wants to do is talk about her fears and her feelings, talking to a friend, someone who will listen and, you know, empathize and tell her that things are going to be all right. And Squall doesn't know how to do that at all. Oh, poor idiot emo boy. I think one of the reasons, by the way, that I didn't like Squall as a character when I was younger is that I saw way too much of myself in him. Way too much, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't want to see myself in this sad sack emo boy. Because the game, as we get further into it, is pretty clear about what it thinks about Squall's behavior right now. Like, the way that he engages with other people, the way that he interacts. And I didn't like getting told that at all. Oh, no. Oh, that's not what I wanted to hear whatsoever. Let's see. Might want to get life magic recovery first. Anyone else need to... Oh yeah, he needs to change into something else. Elemental defense might be good. Let's take strength 20% first. Yes, and card modification, good. And then we'll go with magic modification.
Somebody help! Come on, Squall. Squall! Squall? Quisty?
She seems to know us. That's interesting. Because we don't know her, do we? It's funny how people in this game seem to have trouble knowing each other. Like, they have trouble figuring out exactly what their relationship is to other people. Interesting.
Fascinating.
So, this is a boss fight. It's not very hard. So just enjoy the music and the cutscenes. I do appreciate that the game has the ability to hide the battle UI built in.
Like, I just hold the select button on my Xbox controller. And I can hide the battle UI completely, which is nice because it might make it easier for me to make thumbnails for the videos. Ooh, that was close. Good. That'll get rid of his minions, and then we'll just punch him in the face for the rest. I can't remember if he can revive them, though. Let's see, what's the spell that you carry? I know Raldo's carry, well, his little minions carry Protect, and he carries Shell. Right, that's where it goes. Well, time to hit him in the face. Bum, 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 ba-dum. So yeah, Guardian Forces are very powerful. Which is another balance problem that the game has, is that you get access to all these incredibly powerful summoning spells right off the bat, and it costs you nothing to use them. Like, there's no mana cost, there's no anything, it just, you sacrifice a little bit of time on charging up for the attack, during which you are protected. And that's sort of the problem the game kind of suffers from.
It's not safe here. Please, let's go. All right. Who was that?
Right, some Guardian Forces got some new abilities. Quest Quad not yet, but I can put Elemental Attack Junction on Shiva, that would be good. And I received some Wizard Stones, which will allow me to refine Blizzaga. So, like, I can jump ahead in the queue a little bit here and refine some really powerful spells now, if I want to. I'm not sure I will, though, because I might want to use those for something else. We'll see. Also, the game isn't, like, the game is easy enough already. I don't really need the advantage.
Squall, it's not like everyone can get by on their own, you know?
Says who? And by the way, this is a lot of how this game is organized. It tends to be organized in terms of, like, at least a lot of it has these little vignettes, like this little sequence where we go to the party, talk with Quistis, then we go to the secret area, talk with her some more. There's a conflict between the characters in the ways that they relate to each other, and then that has kind of a coda, kind of a resolution after we deal with the boss fight and save the young woman. And Quistis points out, hey, not everybody can get by on their own. Sometimes people need someone to save them. And Squall is like, I mean, that's probably what he's like. Finally, there you are. Where the hell were you? I was looking all over the place. We're both members of SeeD, right? Well, guess what? We got our own rooms, baby. Your new room's right across the hall from your old one. That's what I was asked to tell you. Man, that took me forever. But yeah, nobody in this game has idle animations. If you don't move, characters will just kind of stand stock still. I'll just go to sleep.
Squall, it's our first SeeD mission. Looks like we're going to Timber. Meet by the front gate. Hurry!
Well, first, we get ourselves a new Weapons Monthly issue, which will tell us about the very first new weapons that we might be able to create. Except for that one. That's a basic weapon that a character we're going to encounter somewhat later in the game is going to use. But it is a new weapon for Squall and a new weapon for Zell, which you can find a way to get a hold of at this point in the game. And I'm going to try and do that off camera, I think. And see if I can figure it out. Just because... That's the other thing about weapons, is like, they do give you more attack power, but they don't actually increase your power by that much. Like, they're not, like, crucial to your damage output the same way that they are in a lot of other Final Fantasy games. They are a lot more optional. Something that you can get if you feel so inclined, but which you aren't, like, completely compelled to find. And that also means that in order to find them, or in order to make them, you do have to go looking for these items. The steel pipe, the screws, the dragon fin, the spider web. Because usually when you first figure out, you get the magazine that tells you what you need in order to make the weapon, you don't have any of the items that you need in order to make it. So I'm going to try and see if I can figure that out, perhaps off camera at some point. For the moment, let's go see what our new mission is.
Huh? What incident? You were fighting, remember?
Fighting? We were never fighting, were we? Nope.
Whatever. I wasn't really worried anyway.
Anything else to say? Nope.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, 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 ba.
Ba-da-dum, bum, ba.
Dum, ba-dum, ba. Hey, Squall. Heard you got your first mission already. Looks like they have high hopes for you.
Let me just go to the library, though, because this is a character who may have spawned. And if he has spawned, I wish to speak to him. Nope. Not here. What about there? Nope. And nothing in the draw point either. That sucks. Well, alright then. We'll return to the library shortly. I just wanted to check and make sure.
Bum, 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 bum. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-dun-dun-dun-dun.
One more minute. Back to the future, bro. Made it! Keyboards are prohibited within a garden. Have you forgotten? Oh, sorry. But this is really cool. It may come in handy in a SeeD mission someday. We'll be the judges of that. Confiscate it. All of you are members of SeeD, but nevertheless, you're still students of this garden. Furthermore, because you're SeeD, you must set an example to all others and abide by the garden's rules. Understood?
Well, about your first mission, you are going to go to Timber. There you'll be supporting a resistance faction. That is your mission. A member of the faction will contact you at the Timber station.
This person will talk to you and say, the forests of Timber sure have changed. At this time you must reply, but the owls are still around. That is the password.
Just follow the faction's orders.
Just us three? Correct. We have agreed to do this mission for very little money. Normally, we would never accept such requests, but...
Enough talk about that. Well then, Squall, you're the squad leader. Use your best judgment based on the situation. Zell and Selvi, you are to support Squall and give your all to carry out the faction's plans. Oh, and Squall, I forgot to give you this. It's a cursed item, but if one with enough power uses it, it should be of great help.
Oh, we'll be using that. Once again, the password is, but the owls are still around. Don't forget. Yeah. I'll let this episode run a little bit longer than... Hey, there's my salary. And I went up a rank, too. Sweet. But we'll just hit the library one more time, and perhaps slowly it'll become obvious why I've been spending a bunch of time trying to go to the library and do a thing. I've been waiting forever for Goodbye Perurun. Has anyone returned it yet?
Oh, Sel. I'll put a search on that. Please hold a second.
She has a crush on him. A really, really big one.
I'll put a search on it. Please hold on a second.
And it's extremely adorable. And it's entirely optional. Like, most people wouldn't know to go back to the library and talk to the girl again with Zell in your party in order to get this little scene. But if you don't go and get this little scene, I believe the quest won't actually proceed. Like, it's a side quest that's just running in the background, where you definitely need to talk to her in the library when you're only Squall to start with. And there's an optional scene in there, which can happen between then and now. And then... because I'm not 100% sure about all of the scenes, but I know which ones you need in order to progress the story. Like, it's a relatively small number, but you do have to visit the library with Zell in your party every once in a while in order to progress it. Which is something similar to what we're going to be doing now, because we're just going to be visiting these three jokers. Joe, did you hit about field exam? Yeah, I heard Cypher Day basically did what he pleased again. Again, he never learns.
I heard this time he completely ignored all orders and went berserk.
I see why he never passes the field exam. He's well qualified to be a SeeD, though. You should talk. You never passed the written test. Look, who got cold feet during the field exam, so why don't you just shut up?
No, calm down, easy. I'm better off than Mr. Paper Test Boy here. Try making it in the field exam, why don't you?
Look, a guy. Right, I think that exhausts their dialogue. And again, if you don't go here, there's other opportunities besides right now to go here and get that dialogue, but if you don't get all of it, that quest won't progress. Like, the game will assume that you're not interested in it. Basically. And there's no reward, by the way. Like, you don't get, like, a special item or anything for any of this. Well, I think the library girl, at one point, if you followed the quest with her and Zell, will give you a slightly upgraded item. I think. But, like, that's it. There's no gameplay facing reward of any kind for it. And I think we'll just head outside and save the game and end the episode there. But that's just, it's something I want to show off, because it's part of what makes this game actually quite a feat, quite impressive. Like, it has the breadth and scope of Final Fantasy VII in terms of the amount of care and attention that's devoted to its characters, and how much it's willing to let you miss if you don't go looking for it. Which, again, as I've talked many times before, is like, in modern AAA development,
you would never be able to justify that just from like a budgetary standpoint to intentionally not like create content that is supposed to not be seen by players. That's just not something you'd be able to get away with. Anyway, if you enjoyed hanging out in the world of Final Fantasy VIII with me, well, you should come back in the next video, because that's when we're going to have a big optional boss fight, and then we're going to go on our very first mission as members of SeeD. And in the meantime, I'm going to spend a little bit of time off camera trying to see if I can get a hold of the new weapons for the characters. I believe that this is possible to do at this point, but we'll see about that. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you want to support the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe, first of all, because that makes numbers go up. And numbers going up is the main thing that YouTube cares about. Like, that's the only thing they're interested in, when they decide whether or not my channel gets to survive. So that's helpful. If you want to support the channel more directly, then you can hit up Patreon, or my tip jar in the description, or my merchandise store, or there's also memberships available on the channel. Good lord, I have so many things to pitch nowadays. And the memberships are like, you get an icon next to your comment, and you get a special emoji when we stream every once in a while. And currently we're streaming Nier Automata every once in a while, and later on maybe we'll stream some Monster Hunter, so, you know, there's that. Anyway, good lord, so many things, but thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.